There's an employee that I work with in the deli who used to work in Mount Barker, but moved to Albany. She is getting bullied at work. She is being targeted just like I am. She is quitting and looking for a new job, and so am I. She wants to ask for her old job back in Mount Barker. The girls in the deli are being so brutally mean to us. They don't say hello, and they micromanage everything we do. We have both cried from the bullying there. They all try to be the boss and have different ways of doing things, so no matter what you do, it's always the wrong way. The information sheet I typed up to help the new employee, who's getting bullied, is apparently wrong. Apparently one of the girls in the deli said everything I wrote down to help her was wrong, and she said it rudely, then rewrote instructions her way, then aggressively handed the new notes, her version, to the new employee. Well, the deli is going to lose 2 good workers soon, and they will have to suffer until they find new workers who will put up with the bullying and understaffing. It's a challenge being in the deli by yourself, because you have to do the work of 3 workers all at once simultaneously somehow. I am worried because I pretty much have no job right now and can't really go back on Centrelink because they are unreliable to me. They just cut your payment off whenever they want over technical glitches or one small miscommunication. I might have to just surrender my life and slowly fade away, because what choice do I have? There are no full-time jobs. I keep getting turned down for any good jobs. I feel like I'm in limbo again, and it hurts my nervous system. I really need stability and safety. I just need to know that I'll be safe and secure, because I can't live like this anymore. The unknown is scary. Mark hasn't even contacted me at all. I've emotionally let him go now, because I realize I deserve to be wine and dined, not used and thrown away. He can just go screw all his other side chicks that he most likely has, and I'll get on with my life. I don't have depression or any mental issues, but I can see how people like me do. It is a tough life to live nowadays, trying to survive and get by day. I was even contemplating going back to my parents' town to see them, but I know it's because my inner child is hurt. If I go there, I will get attacked by them, and I don't want to put myself in that position when I can easily avoid it. I don't know what to do anymore. Maybe I'll have a drink of wine and pray for a miracle. This morning on the 8th of March, 2026, I woke up feeling like I have no purpose and feeling down in the dumps. I released all the feelings by crying for about an hour. I have to stop feeling like this because I'm sure something will work out for me. I just need more faith in God. I also feel so bored about life and off track, like I'm not on the right path in life. Everything feels dull and there's no excitement. I feel like I'm living in a grey, dull world right now, and I'm slowly slipping away. The happy me is disappearing. I might go to the bottom pub tonight to try and light up any excitement in my life, but I might be disappointed. Oh well, it will still be nice to have a drink and get out of the house and out of my head. I might do some painting today. It's an escapism mechanism for me. I am planning on painting outside using the table that Jack recently put out there to do my painting on. I'll put a towel down, so I don't make a mess. I feel like escaping this life, but I can't, and I don't want to turn to drugs because that doesn't make life better, only worse. I'm thinking maybe God wants me to rest, that's why I can't find a job with good hours. Why is God making me rest? Is something going to happen soon? My cats are keeping the fire in my heart alive, so I don't become bitter and cold. Cats are my kind of people because they treat me with respect and loyalty. I did some home exercises today to release healthy endorphins, so I won't feel so sad. It is helping a bit and giving me a purpose and a goal. My goal is to tone up and strengthen my core muscles. It can help with back issues and protect your back, so you will be strong even when you get old. It's good to look after yourself no matter what life is throwing at you. I didn't end up doing any art today because I feel unhappy. I went to the pub for a few hours and saw the guy I talked about in the book before. I called him Barry, or Juju, because his bad luck, who lived with his mum, and I dated for 2 months. It was only me and Barry there at the pub. I gave him closure and told him I would have stayed with him if he had have treated me right. He kept projecting, saying I was the problem instead of him taking accountability. Barry started future faking again, and trying to make me jealous, saying he's seeing other women thinking it would affect me. I told him I saw someone recently, and he brushed it off, as though he did not hear me. He said the women he is seeing are good at sex too. Straight after telling me that, Barry said we should get a rental together. I said no, sorry, that ship has sailed. I called Barry an a-hole for treating me so bad. He thought I was joking, and he kept joking around being immature and not taking me seriously. Juju said I was so bad at sex, but it was him that was the problem. He was sexually selfish, and he was the one bad at it, because the last person I saw, Mark, was good at it, and he was not selfish. He actually enjoyed it, and now I know I am not gay. I only started to feel gay because of men like him, who could not satisfy me on any level. Barry said that the reason the relationship did not work out is because of the living situation he is in at his mum's house. I said no, you're just not taking accountability for your actions. He eventually went home, and I stayed about another 40 minutes and bought takeaway chips. I'm a little bit disappointed because I went there hoping to find people to talk to because I wanted to feel less alone and wanted to socialize, but instead I was left to deal with that guy who hurt me and made me feel like crap and exhausted me emotionally. I felt drained after talking to him today too. I had no attraction to him at all, that feeling is gone. The flame is burnt out. Juju hugged me goodbye, but I didn't hug him back. It's over, and I know I deserve better. I also told him I hope he learnt a few life lessons from this relationship so that he can treat his next girlfriend better. I have tomorrow off because I have hardly any hours this week too. I feel so devastated and down in the dumps. I'm not sure what to do tomorrow. Put resumes out. Lay on the couch all day. What's the point of doing anything? I want some kind of direction, a green light from God. I want God to make a way for me, so I don't go down a dark, gloomy road of mental conditions like depression. I ask God to save me from the despair of these circumstances. I really am a lost black sheep in this world right now. At least I know for sure that I don't miss that guy, Juju, and I could tell that everything he was saying was a lie. He used my trauma against me and humiliated me. I felt vulnerable and attacked. There's no going back to someone who treats me so bad. I confided in him about my past traumas, and he used what I told him to emotionally attack me, so that I felt totally small, and yeah, as I said, I felt humiliated for trusting him. He said I made everything up about my traumas, and that he doesn't really care, and no one cares. He can't just apologize from that. I forgive, but I don't forget. That cord I had for him is spiritually cut. I don't ever feel like opening up to a guy ever again after that experience. I will just keep things surface level in the future. No one needs to know my past, especially if they are psychopaths. I'm hoping my book only reaches real people who have empathy or have been through similar things and want to see how I overcame things, so that they don't feel alone in this world. Today is the 9th of March, 2026. I feel so bored without having a proper job. I can't do my sewing because it's not my house, and also there's another person living here, so there's no room for me to do my sewing. All I can do is drive places to distract myself or stay home and become depressed. I might walk into town today and go to a cafe or something. The world feels dull and the weather is matching my feelings. It's cloudy and overcast today. Warm and summery, but gloomy. I went to a cafe, sat there for a while. I did some painting and now I am so bored. I have never felt boredom like this before and also fear at the same time. Oh well, if I can't pay my bills, it's not my fault and I'll just let everything crumble before me. I surrender. It's the only way to overcome fear. I might exercise again, because it helps my mental health. What else can I do? I'm usually an active person, and I'm being forced to do nothing right now. Today on the 11th of March, 2026, I received a message from the deli manager asking if I can work from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., but I said I'm unavailable. I said that because I've had enough of that place. I didn't get much notice at all. I spent today handing out updated resumes. I went to another supermarket of the same company that I work at to see if they will give me additional hours. They told me to talk to my store manager first. I said I have asked my manager for more hours many times. I dropped my resume there anyway, and I'll see what happens. I put my resume at a winery, a pub, retail stores and a liquor store. I have put in the works and I have faith, so now I wait and see. I put my resume at the winery, which treated me with negligence in the past and gluten poisoned me if food poisoned me. The reason I applied there is because I will be careful with customers' allergies and make sure they don't get sick, like I did. This afternoon I went and bought Chinese food and cracked open a Bundy ready to relax. Then work called me and asked if I want to work on registers for 5 hours. I wanted to say no, but my reflexes said yes. I had to drive all the way back to Albany and do a front-end shift. The registers hurt my back because I am tall and I have weak nerves in my neck from doing years of front-end service, so it's reopening old wounds. I'm going to have to tell them I can't do it. Working on registers is also very boring and time goes slow when it's not busy. Some people like that, but I cannot stand being bored. It drains my positive energy. OMG, this morning on the 12th of March, 2026, I got a phone call from my store manager angrily having a go at me for asking for hours at another store. They rang her and told her. She also said she wants to have a talk to me about social media. I know it's about the deli video, but it wasn't about the company, it was about any deli in general. Why am I getting punished for trying to do something creative? When I start work at 1 p.m., my manager wants to talk to me in person. I was crying because I just woke up and got an angry phone call. Now I have to face her today. I feel like I'm some kind of criminal just for asking for more hours. She said, "Did you even ask us for hours? When did you ask and who did you ask?" I just froze because I know I have been asking for hours. I was just being ignored when I did. My deli manager told me a while back that she won't be able to offer many hours because of the time of year it is. I'm scared to see my manager today. It's triggering old trauma from other managers I've had. I don't even want to go to work today. I need a miracle to escape that workplace. It feels like I'm always the bad guy all the time in every situation. I feel targeted and misunderstood. I'll keep praying for God to make a way for me to get me out of there. I don't want to repeat the same cycle again of working in a place like that and being the bad guy. I should just be like a monk from now on and not talk at all to anyone. Everything I say or do gets used against me in that place. It's toxic, but it wasn't toxic when I started. Everyone just started ganging up against me. I'm hoping to get a job call back from somewhere so I can get out of there. They think they own me here. I'm just trying to survive and feed my cats and pay my bills. It's not fair. Today I built up courage to face my store manager. I came to work early to talk to her, but she was out of store. I started my shift and then she walked in, comes up to me and said, "Let's talk." So I went to the office, and she was being nice asking what departments I want to work in. She said she can transfer me to another store, but she doesn't want to lose me as a worker. I said I'll go to whatever store offers me enough hours. I have a job interview tomorrow morning as a car detailer, so I also told her about that and let her know it's a full-time position. She said she'll try and put me in other departments to get my hours up. I will go this interview and see if I'll like the job, then maybe quit this job and leave on a good note. I don't want to burn any bridges or rage quit. The managers were just mad that I didn't ask them for more hours, even though I recall asking them, and my requests kept getting dismissed and ignored. My manager came up to me again at the deli as I was packing up and was being so nice to me. She said, "Let me know what you want to do, if you want to stay here or transfer. We love having you here." I said, "Thank you, I will let you know." I talked to some other work colleagues today about the whole situation. They all think that because I am casual and have no contract, I had every right to go to another store and ask for hours. They said that the store manager has been a bit snappy lately and not to take it personally. One co-worker hugged me and said that the managers here hate people that stand up for themselves, especially the store manager here. I told the manager today that I'm just trying to survive. I have cats to feed, which costs about $100 PW in food and supplies for them, and other bills too. I think she realized that I'm casual, and she doesn't have as much power as she thought she did, so now she's acting cool and nice to me. I'm so glad everything worked out. I was praying to God to help me today, and He did. One person I talked to today told me lots of people are quitting. 2 people quit this week already. I hope I get a new job, because I can't play these mind games and be a beggar for hours like they are doing me a favor. I'm the one doing them a favor because I'm good at what I do and I'm reliable. I haven't even taken one sick day or anything. Today on the 13th of March, 2026 I went to the job interview for the car detailing job and I got it. I start on the 23rd of March. I went to the supermarket I work at and handed in my resignation. I'm still working there for another week because they have already done my roster and it's the right thing to do. I drove back home to Mount Barker, then I have to go back to Albany to work at 4:30 p.m. today. I was going to stay in Albany all day, but I quickly ran out of things to do and don't want to go into shops because I'll spend too much money. I have to tell my new workplace that I have an important phone call on the 27th. The phone call to New South Wales Court for the pre-trial conference. I can ask them if I can take my break at 9:30 a.m. I guess. I will be the world's best cleaner soon, because every job I have done has required cleaning with different chemicals and procedures. Now I'm going to do car detailing as another cleaning job. I said I wouldn't clean again, but I didn't realize back then when I said that no matter what job you do, cleaning is a huge part of it. I feel like cleaning houses wasn't so bad, now that I look back. It's just hard work, but most jobs are hard work. I think I mostly didn't like carrying all my gear and vacuum cleaner around Melbourne. Also it was stressful parking in the city and cleaning in the city, so I resented it for those reasons plus other reasons like management issues with the companies. I still need to tell my managers officially that I have resigned. I found out today that I'm not the only one who is getting their hours cut at work. There's a guy who just came back from leave after having a newborn baby, and when he came back his hours got cut to less than 10 hours, so he quit. There were some night fillers in the tea room tonight saying how they only have minimum shifts, 10 to 15 hours per week. It's good and bad to know that I'm not the only one getting my hours taken off me. I'm just glad I quit. One more week and I'm out. Today is Saturday, and I'm not working this weekend. I'm so stressed out though. I have to face both managers on Monday, my store manager and my deli manager, and discuss with them that I quit. Then I'm worried about the new job. I'm worried about driving manual again, after being so rusty, and I feel afraid that I won't do good enough. I'm worried about driving expensive cars too. I'm worried as well because I have to tell the new workplace that I have to take an important phone call on the 27th, and it's stressing me out. I don't want to lose my new job because of the bad impression of taking a phone call, but I really have to take it, or my old boss will try and get over $8,000 out of me from a false invoice. I have been stress eating junk food all day and drinking wine. The most random thing happened today though. There were 3 chickens that spent the day at my housemate's house. They came out of nowhere. It was entertaining. They might have escaped off a truck heading to the chicken factory. I'm so stressed I don't know what to do except drink more wine. I feel overwhelmed and I need a hug from an angel right now. I feel like the world hates me. What I mean by the world is bosses at most workplaces. I'm resting up over the weekend ready to mentally be stable for dealing with all the stress coming in the next few weeks. Today is Sunday and I'm trying to distract myself from the stress and anxiety of the next few weeks. I'm drinking and listening to music. I watched a couple of movies today. Nothing is taking away my stress and anxiety. I want everything to just go away and not exist. I also have a feeling I've outstayed my welcome living here with the housemate. He's acting cold and distant. I feel like I did something wrong. It might be in my head. I don't want to be here though. I cleaned the whole house today too. Didn't take long because it's a small house. The housemate Jack doesn't thank me when I cook him food. It's like he expects everything. I just want my own house. I don't think I want to live with anyone. It's too hard and I'm too sensitive to energy, people's vibes, and I want to be appreciated. I can't wait to live alone again, with just me and my cats. I haven't heard from Mark, so I guess I definitely got used. It's okay, I'm used to it. I learnt my lesson. That's why I use protection. I'm done with dating. Men aren't brought up with chivalry and respect anymore. They don't wine and dine and get to know you. I hope someone can change my belief one day. I have lost all hope in the male species. I lost hope in women too. I just want to be alone. Alone, alone, alone. Doing the deed with Mark wasn't worth it because even though it was extremely passionate and really good, the after feeling of being used and ignored is worse and makes me wish I hadn't done that with him. I would have walked away with my dignity and self-respect if I had have said no, I don't want to. At least I would feel a bit better in my soul. I'm about to work in a male-dominated workplace, so it's good that I got all that passion and hurt out of my system and will be stronger now. I liked Mark for 2 years, had a huge crush on him. I know better now than to fall for that trap again. I will say no to anyone that only wants to take from me. I am not a free prostitute. I'm not a prostitute at all, and I won't be used again. If I do, it's my own fault. Today on the 16th, I walked into work and talked to my deli manager. I told her that I found a new job. She already knew and she was happy for me. She said, "Sorry we couldn't do more for you." I said, "It's okay. It's nothing personal, I'm just following the money." So at least that stress is out the way. Not sure if I'll see my store manager this week. I'm still waiting for the debt collectors to sell the repossessed items from Carrie's company and pay me out the court order. It's taking a while. It's now the 20th of March, 2026. I still haven't seen my store manager. I personally think that she took a week off. I'm not the only one who quit this week. A few people have quit for similar reasons, and I know of another employee who has put resumes out because she told me so. The pre-trial conference on the 27th is actually at 6:30 a.m. I forgot about the fact it's held in another state with a time difference of 3 hours. That works good for me because now I don't have to take time off work to attend it. I'm hoping that Carrie doesn't realize it's AEDT time, but she has a lawyer, so she probably knows. I bought a lot of glass lunchbox containers to do meal prepping for my new job, and some travel mugs ready and prepared for it. I am excited now. I was scared, but I feel like it will be good. I like hands-on jobs because it makes time go quicker, and it's fun. There's nothing worse, in my opinion, than being bored at work watching every minute tick by. I love jobs where I can feel proud about my hard work and have something to show for my time and effort put into it. You walk away feeling accomplished rather than time wasted, and nothing to show or be proud of. Today my manager was at work. She came up to me at the deli while I was working in there and asked if I want to stay back and do a shift in groceries too. I said, yes please, I would love to. She is being nice to me. She said she will miss me when I go, and that she will leave a good reference for me. I'm so happy that I can leave without burning any bridges. I'm happy that my boss is happy too. The co-worker that had a go at me through Messenger the other day changed her tune. She hugged me goodbye and wished me good luck. I'm happy that she got over her little hissy fit, and happy I don't have enemies at this workplace. I can leave in peace. Today is the 22nd of March, 2026, and it was my last day at the supermarket. I start my new job tomorrow at 8 a.m. My boss was nice about me leaving and she said I will do well at my new job. I cleaned out my locker and gave my locker key and Stanley knife back to her. That chapter is closed, time to start a new chapter. Tonight, when I got home, that guy Mark messaged me and asked to hook up. I agreed to go to his house and get it out of my system. I'm glad I did though, because I feel like the rose-colored glasses fell off my eyes and I see him properly. He's not really that great, and we don't have much in common, so our conversations are short. I didn't stay long. It felt like he wanted me to go and not hang around. I don't think I'll go there again. I'll leave him in the old chapter of my life. I don't think Mark likes me at all. It's purely just passion. He insists that the light be off in the bedroom, which is a red flag to me. Does he think I'm hideous or something? Anyway, I don't care. I only went there to have a bit of fun and get him out of my system. It worked this time. He's knocked off the pedestal that I had put him on. Men don't wine and dine anymore, so I'm not expecting to be treated like a lady nowadays. I just have to accept that men are takers nowadays. I have to get used to it and get over it. It's sad, but I don't care anymore. Either be alone and have nothing, or have some fun and still be alone. It's the 23rd today. I started my new job. It is an awesome job and great environment. I love cleaning and driving the new cars. It's so cool. I had to have a power nap in my car at lunchtime because I was and still am so tired. It was a great day today. At lunch I received an email from the New South Wales court. Carrie's lawyer adjourned the pretrial again, and I agreed because otherwise I'll have to figure out what option to choose, and it seems impossible to understand lawyer terms. I could have asked ChatGPT, but I can't be bothered. If the debt collectors return me the collected debt from Carrie, then I'll just edit my speaker note and say that she adjourned the pretrial 3 times to avoid the clash between an already open case. I love my new job, car detailing. It's a mostly man environment, so I don't have to deal with mean women. There's one woman I work with, but she's cool. It's a really good job, and the day goes so quickly. It is the best job I've ever worked at. Car detailing is pretty straightforward, and if you follow a process, it becomes quite easy. You do need to be fit though to endure the hard work involved. It felt good driving brand new cars around. I absolutely love it. The pre-trial review has been moved to the 10th of April. My old boss is probably stressing, that's why she keeps adjourning it. It's better for me. I don't want to deal with it. I went into my old work at the supermarket yesterday, on the 27th, and saw my old deli manager. She was happy for me changing job. It feels trippy and very sudden changing from that job to my new job. I probably won't see Mark again, because I get nothing out of it. It's not fun just sleeping with someone where they get what they want and you don't get satisfied. It feels like being stolen from. I don't want to feel that way, but it was kind of fun making them happy and getting him out of my system. Now I can focus on myself. Jack has been acting strange. Ever since the day I told Barry that he's an asshole, Jack had been acting weird. I told Barry I saw someone else and maybe Barry told Jack. Maybe Jack became jealous. He's showing signs of it. He has no right to be jealous though, he left me for dead. Doesn't help me with anything I ask, like tinting the windows, moving the boxes from the spare room. Ignoring me and making me feel invisible. I'm annoyed lately because it's been raining and one of the guys living here has been opening the window above the couch, and rain is coming in and spraying onto my blanket on the couch. I also am annoyed because I have no privacy. I am a highly sexually driven individual and need make myself happy. It's hard to do that when housemates keep walking around giving me no privacy. I was having fun by myself a few days ago, and Jack's friend, who is staying here, walked into the kitchen and must have seen and figured out what I was doing. Now he's acting awkward around me, being avoidant and staying in the spare room full of the boxes. All I want is privacy. I tell you what, I will not take a simple thing like a cupboard for granted ever again. When I get my own house, I will appreciate it every single day. I feel like the world's biggest sinner right now. Mark messaged me last night and asked if I wanted to see him. I said no at first, but I gave in. How could I not? He is the hottest guy I've ever slept with. I tried to resist the temptation, but he is so manly and has a sexy voice. His muscles are divine. I know he is not emotionally available, and he only wants a good time, so I'm trying so hard to just be friends with benefits with him. We haven't kissed each other, thankfully, because if I kissed him that would be it. I would be in love. I don't want to end up getting hurt, but at the same time you only live once and it's better than laying on the couch wasting away. I prayed to God to take away attachment feelings I have towards player men. I asked him because I keep getting myself hurt. Next time Mark asks to see me again, I'll say I'm busy. It's because I'm getting attached. I told ChatGPT about him and ChatGPT said if a man respects you, he won't make you feel like an option. The fact Mark liked and followed an attractive woman on social media right next to me shows he is disrespecting me. I didn't give him any reaction. Someone that is into you will move things forward with you and won't keep dangling the carrot on a string. I wear my heart on my sleeve, so I get hurt really fast and easy, but I also bounce back quickly because I'm used to heartbreak. When a man really likes you, he will make you feel pursued, chosen and respected. Mark does none of those things. Outside of sex is pretty boring actually. I couldn't imagine living with him. I would get bored and feel unadored and unloved. I would feel cold and ignored. I love affectionate men who show how they feel and don't play mind games. I think and hope and pray that last night was the last time with Mark, unless he steps up and shows effort and affection, otherwise I'm gone. I have wasted 4 years once waiting for a player to choose me and love me back, and it hurt me so bad. He never kissed me on the lips either. Why can't I find a man that is serious about me and doesn't play mind games with me? Are there any good men left that are respectful and hot as well, or is it just one or the other? Or just simply no good men left? Today the guy staying at the house with Jack really annoyed me. I told him specifically don't pull my 2 plants out in the yard. He said he won't. I went out the backyard today and I saw that he pulled them out. I'm annoyed because I bought him a mattress, so he isn't sleeping on the hard floor, and that's how he treats me. I really want my own house so badly. Then those damn chickens ate my seeds and seedlings too that I planted in the garden bed. The fruits of my labor don't grow here. That's how I know I'm not meant to be here. Hopefully I can leave soon and start a garden at my dream house, in my dreams. It's the 2nd of April, 2026. Life has been suspiciously too good lately. I'm starting to feel pessimistic. I'm choosing to stay optimistic though. I love my job. The detailing manager left today, and we have a new one. The new detailing manager is a lot better, and he has 20 years' experience. He's better because he is fantastic at organizing things and doesn't waste time, so nobody is standing around waiting for the next car, etc. We all work well as a team. It's mostly men, so there are no problems with female bullies towards me here. It's the perfect job, and I get to drive nice cars every day, like a Ram, etc. It's my birthday month, so I'm hoping things go well this month, because I've had a lot of terrible birthdays for the past few years. I'm in disbelief about how good life is right now. At work next week, we have to clean 35 LDV cars after the 4-day Easter break. They have all sold already. Lots of people are buying electric cars because of the fuel crisis right now. I feel so blessed, and all I can say is thank you to God. I took a leap of faith, quit my old job, and finally have a good one. Each time I took a leap of faith, it made me stronger and made me trust God more. He always catches you if you believe it. Each time I have less fear and more knowing that everything will work out. Reconciliation with family. Just when I thought life was really good and finally getting better, this happened. On Friday at 10:25 p.m., I had just tucked myself into sleep after enjoying a glass of wine. My mother messaged me through an unsaved number and said, "Hi, your sister in the ICU. Just wanted to let you know." I asked what happened, and my sister had woken up with a high temperature and vomiting. Her liver was inflamed. My mum thinks it was caused by the Botox injection that he has to get in her bladder or something. She probably had a reaction to the Botox. My sister is on heaps of medications due to her condition. For those that haven't read the whole book, my little sister has spinal bifida and extremely bad scoliosis. I asked my mum if she's driving up to Perth to see my sister. She said her and Dad will go with one of my brothers in the morning. I thought I might as well drive to my parents' town, pick them up and drive up there straight away, because I was quite shaken up and wanted to see my sister. I wouldn't have been able to sleep. So, I messaged my mum and offered to drive them up there. I offered to pay for a hotel room for us two. We didn't end up staying at a hotel, we stayed awake the whole time being there, which was 2 days. On the way to my parents' town, every minute felt like 10 minutes, and I was starting to become sleepy. I prayed to God to keep me awake, and it kind of worked. I got to my parents' house and thought they changed their mind and went to sleep instead because the lights were off in the house. They were home and came out the front door with some bags of things they needed, like spare clothes. I gave my parents a hug. It was good to hug them again, after more than 10 years of not seeing them. We left around 12 a.m. in the morning and got to Perth at 4 a.m. On the way I needed petrol and luckily Williams was open. I needed a toilet though and couldn't use the petrol station's toilet because they were locked that time of morning. I held my bladder and we stopped at Armadale McDonald's to use the toilet, but they were shut. I went to 7-Eleven's petrol station. They don't have toilets for the public, so I held my bladder all the way to the hospital. It must be all 7-Eleven's then, because the ones in Melbourne don't have a public toilet. We got to the hospital at exactly 4 a.m. in the morning. We all went to the toilet straight away when we got there. We accidentally went to the main hospital entrance, not the emergency entrance. We figured it out and walked all the way to the emergency section. The cafes were shut at that time. Me and my parents went to see my sister. Only 2 people were allowed to visit her at one time, so my dad and I took turns seeing her. He let me go first. When I saw my sister, her face was orange and she couldn't lift her arms up. She looked really sick. After about 10 minutes, my sister started getting better. I think it was because of the Panadol bringing down her fever. She okay now, she's on antibiotics and the nurses and carers are looking after her really well. She's in good hands. It was nice to see my sister again. I was scared that she wouldn't make it because of how bad her condition is. She has a lot of health problems. She's still alive and has lived way longer than the expectancy of which doctors had predicted for her to live. My two youngest brothers arrived in Perth just after 10 a.m. It was good to see them again. I can hardly recognize them, they have changed so much. They have lost their chubby baby faces and are taller too. I didn't see my oldest brother. He isn't in contact with my family anymore, and he works in the mines FIFO. He will be working in the mines underground soon. He was doing drilling. It was shame not to see him, but he's probably working. It's his birthday today too. I don't have his number anymore. I blocked a lot of family in the past. He won't want to see me anyway because I'm not vaccinated. I found out on the car trip to Perth that my parents sold their house to my oldest brother and bought a caravan. They got too many warnings from authorities about their house becoming repossessed because they weren't paying their mortgage, due to believing in common law. The Water Corporation and Energy Corporation turned the water pressure right down and electricity off to punish them for not paying their bills. They believe they don't have to pay for water and electricity. I do believe them in a way, but I'm thinking why not wait for millionaires to fight the system using common law first, then we lower class people can follow later on. It's too risky. My parents have talked a few family members into joining common law. Some have listened and some haven't. I warned my brothers not to just follow Dad's footsteps with all this, because if something happens to him, who will help you with all the common law stuff? He's the only one who knows all about the common law. I also said be careful because the police are watching Dad. He is on their radar, and if he makes one mistake they can't take him down. I was just telling my brothers to have their own mind and not believe everything. My parents have common law number plates and have unregistered as an Australian citizen, and now they are not Australian citizens. They had a lucky escape buying a caravan, so they have somewhere to live. My brother bought it and will fix it up to look modern and nice. It's timing that I saw my parents now at this exact time in life, right after they sold their house, because they will be gone soon travelling around Australia doing who knows what. When I'm sitting with my parents, we can all feel a huge elephant in the room, but we all just kept our conversations small. Nobody apologized to anyone, nothing got communicated. I think we have all just moved on and have left everything in the past. On the way back from Perth, my two brothers left in one of their cars and I left with my parents in my car. The moon was massive and orange. We stopped for a drink and food at a petrol station before we officially left Perth. We thought my brothers would be way ahead of us by then. We decided to stop at Williams on the way back, and as we were pulling in, my brothers pulled in at the same time. It was such a coincidence. All have decided to shuffle around, so Dad and my older brother drove in his car, and my youngest brother drove my car back to their hometown. I was so tired so I couldn't drive back to Mount Barker. I slept in my parents' caravan out the back of the house. They are still living in the house they sold. The place hasn't changed much, it seems timeless. It was strange seeing my old hometown. A lot of businesses have shut down now, so there's a lot of empty buildings. Today on the 5th, before I left to come back to Mount Barker, my parents and I went for a walk around the old town. We stopped at a cafe and ate lunch. I was happy to spend time with them again. On the way to Perth, Mum told me that Dad was recently in hospital for pancreatic stones. He had got treated for it at the hospital. He didn't want his pancreas removed, so he didn't, and instead he's trying natural remedies to heal his pancreas. Dad isn't drinking alcohol now, so in a way it's a good thing that had happened, but also a terrifying experience. It's easier to talk to my parents now when they are fully sober. It makes it easier to have a conversation with them. When we were driving back from Perth before we got to Williams, Mum was driving and she was driving slowly. The cars behind us were high-beaming us and intimidating my mum. My mum aggressively swerved off the road to the side to let the cars pass her. She could have flipped my car or something. She didn't even say sorry. She justified her action by saying it's the other driver's fault on the road. It's my car, so I felt disrespected with her swerving off to the side of the road aggressively like that. When we stopped at Williams and bumped into my brothers, they said they saw the whole thing happen and said to Mum's face how wrong that was and how dangerous. She could have caused an accident. Today when I was at the cafe with my parents, we were talking about women who have decided to have babies at an older age. They were trying to shame women for choosing to have babies later in life. I said to them that everyone's life path is different, and some women don't find their soulmate until later in life. I'll be 33 years old this month, and I think they were low-key putting me down for not having kids. I said to God in the past that I don't want kids until the world gets better. It is starting to get better. It's in the purging stage, where it gets worse before it gets better. I still don't know if I even want kids. I love them, but I'm not sure if it's in my calling in this lifetime to be a mother. I really feel like my parents are on the run from the law by buying a caravan. I feel like they are about to go right off the radar, the system. It's good I got to see them when I did. I hope my auntie doesn't lose her house too, because she listened to my dad about all the common law stuff.